know an actress, it's much harder for me to be finding relief from her online. Like before my conversion. After my conversion, this would be an enormous avera, an enormous sin, and I wouldn't do it. But once I know her, it's like it's harder to objectify someone that you know. Unless I can objectify a woman, it's much harder for me to find relief from her. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
So yeah, it was pretty creepy. Like there I was, like, oh, I just need some relief. Give me some solace, and you know, I want to get to sleep. And then it's like, oh, there's Haley Rivers and two black guys.
You changed her name. Last time she was Kendra Jane.
No, those are different actresses in the same genre. I had more than one relationship, and Kendra was mainly a friend. We just had, like, you know, fleeting a few times.
I see.
She provided me with some relief.
I see. Now, what if you saw your ex-girlfriend and she was with another woman?
It would still bother me a lot.
Okay.
Because I had a girlfriend who I knew was bi, but we were together, and then she was with me on a Friday morning. She was here. She stayed overnight. This is prior to my conversion. So, and then later the next day, she went and hooked up with another woman, and she called me and said, "Hey, Luke, I was just wondering how you feel about that, but like my friend Sandra came over last night and we hooked up. How do you feel about that?" It was like a punch in the stomach. I didn't think it would hurt as much as if she'd been with a guy, but it really hurt a lot. So I would be freaked out. I wouldn't even want to have a threesome. I mean, certainly it's an avera now after my conversion.
That's only okay.
Prior to my conversion, I've never had a threesome in my life. Like, I could not have a threesome with someone I cared about. I would not like someone else munching on her mouth. That's just the kind of traditional guy that I am.
Okay, listen. You know, that's the thing about that was it was already she announced to you that she was actively involved with women when she.
Well, but she wasn't doing that while we were
No.
She talked about it in the past.
But,
you know, but a lot of
let's try a different scenario. You have a woman who is got a history of being hetero. I mean, like no extracurricular with women, right?
Yeah.
She's with you.
Yeah.
You guys end.
Yeah.
She leaves you for a woman. You know, she goes off. She go. Not necessarily that there was another woman waiting in line. You know, a few months go by. She starts dating.
I turned her into a lesbian.
You turned her into a lesbian.
That'd be. Wow. That would be heavy. I'd feel like. One, she's committing a sin.
But being with you in the context of marriage is not a sin.
Well, it's not so much because she's helping like a person who's doing enormous good in the world. And she's like helping to slake his burdens, providing a little relief so that he can study more Torah. Like without the things that we were doing, I would not be able to study as much Torah.
Is that divine?
It certainly felt divine.
Okay, go ahead.
I
love how you judge everybody based on your own moral standards that you give to yourself, which are basically based on that come out of your own ass to justify what you're doing. So in your world, it's a sin to do lesbianism, but it's not a sin to have premarital sex because you need that premarital sex for what you do and you consider yourself moral. This is why I say if you don't, there is no morals outside of Torah. If you don't have God as the backbone and have Him decide what's morally right and what's morally wrong, then every single human being ends up deciding for themselves what's morally right and what's morally wrong. And what they end up doing is invariably, it's what's best for me. And I say I need premarital sex, so that's morally right, but I don't believe in lesbianism because to me that's not something I need and therefore it's morally wrong.
I've got a heter from a major Rav.
You have a heter, not
I have a heter from a major Rav.
Heter.
I have a heter from a major Rav.
Who says that what? You can have lesbian sex?
No, I can have premarital sex.
Who says that? Nobody says that. Get out of here.
I just made that
You're
up.
a liar.
I'm a liar.
You're a liar. Liar. Say it. I'm a liar.
I'm a liar.
Okay. James Noachite says,
Would you like to see my heter?
No. I'm sure you would love to show it to me. Don't whip out your heter.
I have a heter from a major Rav.
He says, I can be the worst idol. It's true. When a person says it's all about me, that's idol worship.
But it's not about me. I am like presenting a Torah show for the world. I need to be cut a little extra slack. Also, I'm a poet.
If anyone's, you're way off the camera.
If anyone's read my blog, they know I'm a poet. And a poet is not accountable to the same Torah that everyone else is. Because
so now you're above the law.
It's not so above. The law doesn't necessarily apply because I'm a poet. And see, our insights into life are so keen. And our artistic sensibility is so sublime. And the transformative nature of our work is so important that we're accountable to a much smaller Torah than the rest of us. Because I'm a poet, and you just have to look at my blog to know that my insights into life are so sublime that the whole redemptive work of my blog and my videos is so important for healing the shattered vessels and bringing the Mashiach. You can't hold me accountable to the same Torah that you hold Rabbs and everybody else.
I get it. I want to tell you, if I was a major Rav, I would give you a heter to bang 2 black women right now in your bed.
Thank you, because often I think that really there's nothing wrong with me that 2 black women couldn't solve.
Yeah.
Because like there's often like a strength and assertiveness with black women because like their men are like off gangbanging and like smoking dope and they're often just so
You did not say that. You did not say that.
That like black women have to like raise families and do so much. They're like really strong. Like black women are tough and they'll kick your butt, and that's often what I need because I tend to be a sensitive poet, and so I need that tough blackness. I need a tough black chick.
I can't write this shit. I seriously cannot write this
And
shit.
if I need a tough black chick, think how much better served I'd be by 2. So if I could get a heter from
a heter
from a major Rav.
You know what turns me off? Guys who can't speak Hebrew grammar.
Yeah.
It's not. I can understand. You're a beginner. I give you like a little leeway. But how many times have I told you it's heter, not heter?
28.
Okay.
You're right.
Say it. Heter. I give you a lot of leeway, especially because you're a ger, right? And you have to be especially nice to gerim, have special patience for it, right?
But I'm trying even that.
Yeah, 28 times a lot.
Yeah,
okay, let's move on.
I've really got to do better.
We're killing this. The show's almost 2 hours tonight. Is it a good show?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
So, in comparison with the other Bibles of the other religions, the Torah stands out for its even-handed approach to non-adherence. So, you go to the New Testament, and all those who reject Jesus, they're basically, they're terrible. And you go to the Quran, and all those who reject Muhammad,
infidels.
Infidels off with their heads. So, you go to the Torah, and those who, we don't subscribe to Torah, it's like, Paro's daughter was not a convert to Judaism. Not even Rashi says that Paro's daughter was a convert to Judaism. I assume. I don't know this.
No, I don't believe that anybody in Paro's family converted. I don't know that.
Right, so she saved Moshe. The daughter of the tyrant, the daughter of the Hitler of Egypt at that time, saved Moshe's life. So there's so many examples of non-Jews in the Torah who don't say, oh, I accept Torah. No, there's nothing about them saying, I accept Torah, but they're righteous frequently. So the Torah is totally even-handed and fair in its approach to non-adherence to Torah, and I really respect that.
Except it's not a broad blanket statement, and I'll tell you why. Torah is very tough against Jews who don't accept the Torah.
Yeah.
It's not a question of adherence versus non-adherence. It's a question of if you're part of the nation or not. Now, Islam and Christianity don't have a nation concept.
Yeah.
As far as I understand.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the whole world is one nation under Jesus.
Yeah.
We're all one nation under Allah, or whatever. Right? it's not one nation under Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu, according to Judaism.